It's very cute.
Yeah.
You see? Binyan Eilish Shanoisim Talmud Befiyam Minim Mesika Shakodim Candy, the chewing gum. You see how the chewing gum is one word? There's no two gimels. There's chewing gum.
I never saw somebody write it that way.
You want to hear a story about chewing gum for a second?
Yeah, sure.
My son-in-law is Lamzan. We live in Woodmere. And his mother and father met Aliyah. They used to live here about 35, 40 years ago and live in Yerushalayim. One day, my sister, Carmela, she's older than me in 3 years, very religious. She's sitting in the bus and she see a lady next to her chewing gum and saying Tehillim. So she told her, lady, saying Tehillim is beautiful. And David HaMelech will not be happy to see you chewing gum and saying Tehillim. That's the way. My sister very. So we start talking. Oh, yeah, the accent, American accent. Yeah, I'm American, this and that. I have a son live there. She said, I have a brother live there. That's mother-in-law of my daughter. See how Hashem from the chewing gum got them to get there.
Very cute.
It's such a small world.
Very cute. Very cute. Very cute.
Yeah.
Plane when you take off from down sometime. The old stuff used to keep string up because when you go to this, the pressure is less. So they give you a car and rent it. So the exam. They said, what do you do with it? Put it in.
Can you do me a favor? Can you bring me the Alter B'Shulchan Aruch Chelik Aleph?
Whoever know your kind could understand it could happen.
Okay.
We supposed to make a bracha on chewing gum?
Yeah, for sure. Shahakos.
Aka, because it has the flavor.
Huh?
Shakalni b'dvari, for sure, no question. You can't make a bite in the fudges because you're never going to eat enough b'chdei achilas pras. So
Because it's
okay.
the flavor, we have to make a shako.
Yeah. There's no shaila. Okay.
Very sweet.
Yeah, the sugar. It's being mainly the sugar. Okay. Binyan Eilish Shanoisim Talmud Befiyam Minim Mesika Shakodim Candy. The chewing gum. Thank you very much.
Connected to what we're learning, actually.
Right, it's connected to what we're learning. And whatever, we'll wrap it up this week in Mitzvah Shem. There's a few things. Mitzvah Shem, I want to learn the Siman Reish Samach Tes, which is another Siman in Shulchan Aruch about making Kiddush Friday night in the Beis HaKnesses, and another few little things, and then we'll wrap up the Sugya.
It's a Yom Tov Shabbos, right? We
Huh?
have to bring it Shabbos.
The Shabbos?
Kislev. something.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Kislev.
Tes Kislev, the
Tes
Shabbos. So
Kislev.
far
They
for
don't
bring.
want to make a kid or he has to fall apart.
Who?
This Shabbos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who?
Fagel.
Fagel.
Or father or your thing.
Okay. Hine be'elu shenoisem tamid b'fiyem minim esika shekorim kendi v'chungam avarchim b'beisam v'holchim l'skeim b'mekoymes acherim. V'oichlam b'derech v'gam b'mekoymes acherim shoshini mokim shadin shetzorech latzel avarich. V'rotza kvoy terotza harama mitchil l'loimer. Even the lama mafsikim malacha le'laregilam azeh. Ein shini mokim hefsek. V'yichir ze metirit sa mogen Avram ali b'demara merot b'simen ches sivkot yudzayin. Given shatalas kotten sheberach lo b'beis. Adayin alo v'lo hoyu shini mokim hefsek. Rak derak achil rishon oz de lo have hefsek. Okay. Vim ken ela noshim shem hefsekim echilosim. Gam b'achila in tzara lo b'shini mokim.
How do you compare it to Kaliskotin?
It's a funny shit, a funny dimion, but you'll see soon that the emotion works really hard overtime to make over here something to go. The din is that the Mogamram brings Maram Rottenberg was worried like this. We're not worried. We don't pass them like the Maram. We don't pass them like the Maram. We have Mbaya. He said like this: if I'm going to put on a talis cotton in my house, I'm going to go to shul, and then I'm going to put on a talis godel. How am I going to make? Yeah, yeah. It's a talis and a talis, the same mikdash.
Ah,
What they make.
one is
Everything-
Risate, and one
How
is
we Lapel make a different nusach from the bracha.
two brachas.
One
Yeah.
is mitzvah to the sata b'sitiv, but it's really the same mitzvah. It's a shaila how we ended
We
up.
don't make a whole kind of telescope.
Yeah,
It's a shaila, yeah, nicht.
good.
We
You
don't.
could.
But we no, but we make under Talis Godel.
Right, I'm saying, but telescope.
It's not
No, I don't
poshut.
make a
It's
bracha.
not poshut. It's not so poshut. I also don't make in the morning, because it says the hayom yom. It says in the hayom yom that if when you put on the talis in the morning, talis cotton, your yadayim are not nakiyas.
Right.
So then, when you get to shul and you make the brach and the satam tzitz talis gadol, you should touch the tzitzis of the talis cotton. Never mind also the talis cotton. That's what it says in hayom yom. It's a mashma from that if you put on in the morning your tzitzis regular, that means you already washed negelvasser and
Yeah,
everything
so
is
you
good.
are clean.
So and your hands are clean, then you
When-
could.
You wake up in the.
Only you do negative
That's
after before.
with the dates. It's
Right.
not time that you without this.
The emphasis, I'm not sure. I have the medaf stark mine is in this hayom yom because anyway, but the mitzias is that the alter of paskins that if even if you made a brocha mitzvah tzitzis in the house, when you come to shul and put on talis gadol, you can make lasata b'tzitzis. Why? Not because it's different nusach bracha. That's a small thing because this is you can't say lasata because aim b'kedayituv. That's not the point. The point is because you went mebayis labayis, and every time when you go mebayis labayis, you lose the original bracha. And here you went mebayis labayis, so you lost your original bracha.
And if you daven in the
That's
house,
and that's the halacha.
and if you daven in the house,
Oh, so Taka the Alter Rebbe says if you daven in the house and you may, yeah, because then you can't make both. Only if you walk out of your house for a minute and you come back.
so you should not make an telescope. Make only a telescope.
Only in the Talis Gadol.
Make on
Then make only in Talis Gadol. But the emphasis,
The kids do on Talis Godel.
I think it's not so posh what the minhag Chabad should be. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the minhag Chabad should be. The only thing he says in Hayom Yom, here, show me here for you. It's about chewing gum. You like chewing gum, candies and chewing gum?
But how you connect the telescope to
So what's his connection? So the Maram said that he's wearing the same mitzvah of tzitzis. So because it's the same mitzvah of tzitzis, you put on the talis cotton in your house and you made the bracha. And now you go to shul. How can you make a second bracha l'sata b'tzitzis? You can't. So that's what the Maram Rottenberg didn't put on in the morning a talis cotton. He would go to the basic knesses without a talis at all, zero talis. And
I personally got.
But you're not supposed to get out of the house
He didn't-
tzitzis.
he couldn't get his head around it. He wanted.
So I think there's a real need for your product. Yeah, I'd like to make an offer.
Someone please mute yourself. Yochanan? So he couldn't get his head around it. We paskin that when you go mebayis labayis, it's a new bracha. So what's the difference? I put in my house a talis. I make a bracha al mitzvah tzitzis. I go to shul. I make l'sat tzitzis. En baya. But he, Maram, yeah. No, he didn't. He went
to shul without
without even tzitzis.
because people are putting and then walk to shul.
But there's a machlok is what he did. According to one gear said that's what he did. So, but funny thing is we don't pass him that way. But he wanted to say so. Same thing here. According to the Maram, if you go from your house to the shul and you're ready wearing a pair of tzitzis, you can't make another bracha. So same thing with chewing gum. It's the same piece of chewing gum, same candy. Yeah, so you can't make. Yeah, that's it. Okay,
Talit katan, you don't do it.
it's a funny.
Don't do it.
No, mitzvahs.
Mitzvah, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same thing,
different
really.
bracha.
It's different words, but the mitzvah is the same. Imkein ela anoshim shem of sikim b'achilosum gam b'achila im tzarech levar of shinimokim b'achich mistapek v'teros oram uli yeshlitches the betalas cotton mamish oisa mitzvah dain alot Aval hoche, actually, hifsik min achila lachila, mekol makam achila cheresi. The Shoel said that maybe he was a choshev Rebbe.
Why is Achila Cheres?
Because it's the same mitzvah. Mitzvah sitters is the Zalba mitzvah. Mashenkin over here, every drop of sugar comes down your throat. Is a different? It's the same piece of gum, but the sugar that goes out of
It's
it.
less and less and less and less.
Yeah.
But after 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes,
more.
It's all the
there's
same.
nothing there.
Okay, but for the 5 minutes, it's different pieces of sugar. And same thing with a candy. For 10 minutes, you have a candy. It's different pieces. The su, the ram, urak nestapik v'zeh, akabon asavik brachas. Hine mand mestapke le lekvoite rosa ram pshite le hachai yodam. Klal nun tes sif yud. Shekosov the chai yodam wrote. The afim ochaz hoichel biyode berichelov kan hoichel v'hoilach l'cheder acher. That a person that holds a piece of oichel in his hand and he made the bracha here and then he's walking to another room. If it wasn't bedas to go mecheder l'cheder, he has to make a new bracha. The kol psis, psisa, petita, petita, kostas oisa pitim. The kol psisa, that every brekala, who dover ache, v'rishayna kvar nechel ayin sham in the Chai Yodam. Hare. It's funny because the Chai Yodam says it's Chiddush. It's the Chiddush is from the Alter Rebbe. I heard once a discussion that the Chai Yodam yes see the Alter Rebbe, did he not say that? Did he see the Alter Rebbe and quote his Chiddushim Shaloi B'Shmoy, or did he not see the Alter Rebbe? But the emphasis, this is the Alter Rebbe. It says in the Kuntas Achim Sim Kufayin Ches that when you go l'cheder, if you didn't take the Michael B'Yoder, and obviously it's Nimlach, it's a different Achila. The whole idea of going mecheder lacheder and bias must be even not la Michael B'Yoder, because if he didn't take Michael B'Yoder anyway, it would be like apples to oranges. It would be a different story anyway. So, and the Chayyim quotes, he doesn't say that the Alter Rebbe said this Chiddush, but he says as if it's his Chiddush. And he adds that at every room you go is because because every subsist is davarach reim besoiver. The feel below hifsik nami achila cheresi. So we see he holds that you keep on eating. It's achila cheresi. The have a shini, but in shinimok much custom lo daita matchila makach. That is, he say yeah daita not daita is for side reasons. When we show him the might of a bias echel and chedel lechel, there's a shema hani daita lakach shlo yibdin shinimok and kat shem sefei. Aber hu dem dabei sagen, das schuk schaf bedeite lekach, it nicht helfen, and it's called shinamok, namen der yel, mach auch aber hefsek. Have you been Mishnah Berurah if Kotman and Lamed? Yes. Okay. So he's saying that there's a chiddush from the Alter Rebbe that the Chayyim brings, Shaloi B'Shmoi, and which is that this thing that we say, you go mebayis labayis and mecheder lacheder, is if you're holding the food in the hand, still we say there's a problem. We go mebayis lachayis and mecheder lacheder. And the Chayyim adds, the Alter Rebbe doesn't say this. He adds that the word is it's subsis is a separate thing. Okay, before we read inside the next three pieces, I want to give an overview to understand what the Moshe wants to say over here. He's going to want to say like this Achidush, that Chayyim is right. If you have a bag of chips, potato chips, or if you have a bag of peanuts, so the Chayyim is right. If I eat a bag of peanuts, in the bag there is 30 pieces of peanuts. So I ate 10 peanuts in this bias, and 10 peanuts in the second bias, and 10 peanuts in the third bias. It's a different peanuts. So it's a shinei mokim. So kol psisa psisa is a different bracha. But he wants to say, but if it's a piece of candy that's in your mouth, it's like the same piece of candy.
You put the whole thing in your mouth at once.
And you put the whole candy in your mouth at once. Every drop of sugar that you swallow is a separate metzias of sugar. He says, but al pidin, everything that happens toch kedei dibur is as if it's the same thing. Everything that happens toch kedei dibur is one metzias because it's toch kedei dibur. So it's as if it takes you a half hour to swallow the candy, As if it's one swallow. A half hour is like 1 second.
Like Turkey, they did it.
It's like all Turk Kidei Dibur. It's all like Turk Kidei Dibur. I think it's kind of funny chiddush because every Kidei Dibur, but whatever. So it's one Turk Kidei Dibur, and therefore it's different than the case of a Chayodim. Chayodim was talking about he had a bag of potato chips or peanuts, and he ate 10 potato chips in this house. And 10 potato chips in the street.
But
And
it's
Sam,
the same bag,
but fourth is different potato chips.
Right.
Shank in the candy,
Same candy or the same
but the
cup,
candy
yeah.
is the same candy in his mouth. He keeps on swallowing different pieces of sugar, but it's all ketach kedei dibur. So therefore, it's as if it's one mitzias. That's the Moshe's chiddush. I think it's a drop off the wall, but let's read it inside.
You can't make a bracha really again when it's something's in your mouth. You're not supposed to and to pull it out of your mouth.
Okay. Yeah, that would be funny. Okay. Aber l'chayri yesh laim b'zeh. Given the Yisra b'Magen Avraham, Simarei should zayin sit cotton gimel. The shini mokim einem achayv levarach b'oiseh davar atzmai. They came. B'yoiseh b'chanus shel boiseh. If a person was in the chanus in a perfume, very good. Beirach. Yotze b'dayte lach zayin b'varach shenis af shoy shini mokim given shehin oiseh b'samam atzmai. If a person has a flower store, he goes in and out all day, it doesn't matter. He makes the bracha once. He makes the bracha once.
Every morning you open the store, you have to make a bracha.
I asked my shver, he didn't know. I asked his brother-in-law. He's in Borough Park. He's a very popular store on 13th Avenue. My shver, this Kinneret. It's on 13th Avenue, 53, right next to Shem Shabbos. So their Bobby was her job was for the king of Romania. Every day she would make for him behind his throne a wall full of flowers. And if the flowers a little bit withered, she would take out the old ones, put in new ones, and every few weeks she would make a totally new design.
Before the dictator came in.
Before Ceausescu came in, yes. So when they came to Tel Aviv, they opened up a little store of brachim, and then when they came to America, they also opened up, and then they still have that store on 13th Avenue.
Yeah, I know.
So he asked the roof, and the roof told him. Then when he opens the store in the morning, it should make vitamin of some.
Smells good
for the whole day.
One bracha for the whole day.
It smells like.
It smells very good. You go into that store. That store really goes very good. They have business. Every time I go by there, I see people are coming in, people are coming out, and
Hard to buy.
and so by them they do chasnas. They do chasnas, like $12,000, $14,000, $16,000.
Yeah, they don't have like Lubavitcher every second day. Somebody comes
and no, they have takana holds, but there are Gevidish mishpachas that they want to do, and by Lubavitch the chasnas are starting pretty early, since by them they start the chasnas very late because they have a mitzvah tans. They're till 2-3 o'clock. So the Kabbalah Sponim in Lubavitch, it's crazy. The Kabbalah Sponim start 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. By them 9 Kabbalah Sponim starts. So it's called for Kabbalah Sponim is called for 8. It starts 9, and then the chuppah is 10. And they serve the first course
11 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
Then
it's crazy.
They have the batchen, and then
the mitzvah tans.
Could go something early in the morning, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
Rabbi, Samim store. If somebody passes by a few times a day and he smells it, he has to every time make a bracha.
Yeah,
But he's not inside.
He has chadas, I would say, because the owner of the store,
He eats something
he
else.
knows.
in there the whole
He
day.
opens the gates and he locks it. Elamai, the chiddush. You going in? Usually we say mebayis lebayis. You have to make a new bracha. Magen is machadish because you're smelling the same besamim.
It's the same song, it's not different.
The same besamim. Truth is, if you got an order of fresh stuff and you walked out, they came back, you probably have to make a new bracha. That's the chiddush of the Magen Avraham. V'dim hazeh l'suket. Sheyotzim.
What's it, Borei Mineh or Borei Isbeh?
It depends. If you know you have Izbe, is Izbe. If you know you have Atze, it's atze. But when you have a suffix and you have a mixture and you don't know, whatever you take, minip some.
From ballpark and where they buy Hadassah for Shabbos, like I say, they buy
Then you can make atze some. V'dim ezer l'sukkah sheyotzu mesakose. Adas lachzim. And he's compared it to a sukkah, where a person walks out and comes back. She'ein tzarech levarach. Kivin she'oisa sukkah. Even though usually if you go and buy still buy it, but here because you come back to the same sukkah, we say no, it's not a problem. Again, he gives a second teretz over there, the Magen Avraham. He says it's not two separate tirutzim. He didn't mean to give a second teretz to say that the first teretz is wrong. Ella teretz sheni moisif. It only wants to be moisif. He holds of his first teretz. Sometimes they say two tirutzim is maybe the first teretz is right and maybe the second. I'm not sure. He says no. The first teretz is right. It's the same sum in the same sukkah. You come back, it's the same thing. The Seder Shemitz is Moshe. Davcho uve shambachnus b'sam machedim. Nami em tzarech lavarech. Avde l'tir tzadishin hoyet tzarech lavarech b'sam machedim kedekos b'liyil. Lehoyse l'tir tzayni the kivin shu b'lamaise ain't tzarech lavarech af b'sam machedim. Like I said before, it's not the first teretz. You would say that if he brought in the delivery of new besamim, the making a bracha. So that's why he's moisiv the another svara, but not because he's mesupik that the first svara is not right. Either way, it would make that you can't make another bracha. Just the fact that it's the same mitzias, or even it's a different mitzias, but it's chos and maise. The ha besukah gamkem tzarech maise lefi ma shenoigim shemavarchim el sheichem. The kol makem ein mevarich.
You go to your friends to eat, you make a bracha.
You make a separate bracha. Kol makem ein mevarich kim shu ba'is sukkah atzmei sheberich ela by sukkah. Tak, you come back to the same sukkah.
It's like the food, it's the same food.
But you're also doing a maisa, so that's why you're making a bracha. Come and foolish Magen Avraham see simach chesed cotton yud ches. The times is shalovish. I say talis atzmo. Ain't so the levarach shapoish they die to lachzer l'sat of boy. If you take off a talis and you know you're going to put it back, then you don't have to make a bracha. Yeshem mishum shom mashum. The yotza. The Yotza Mina Sukkah Af Shosam Chusamaisa Ditvain Sham Alma Diladin Shal Tiritz Rishin Gam Tiritz Achen Moide. V'chein Paisach Magram Ladin V'chein Kol Gacharanim I am Mishnah Brura Shop Siv Kot Lamed Zayin. Give it to Rabbi.
It's interesting.
Why?
But Moshe is like he keeps himself.
He what?
Like he agreed to himself.
Yeah. Him came Nacher. In our case, my time it's tarach lavarach medin shinimakim. Why? Just like when you're saying that you went out of the sukkah, you came back to the sukkah. You went out of the flower store, you came back in the flower store. You went out to the perfume store, you came back to the perfume store. So you said that because it's the same perfume, it's the same sukkah, it's the same flowers.
So the same apple that you have.
So the same apple you have in your hand. Bishlema behifsek achilasoi shaychiluk the Magen Avraham. The kiven achila acheresi. If he stopped his achila chvashtei, so loy damal talis. It's not like a talis. Dav shegam tel levish acheres. If makom makom mashois levish acheres, mamish bois a talis atzma machshiva kelevish achas. Avol below hifsek shaychila achas mamishi. But if he didn't mafsik. It's mamish one achila. Av shehem b'shnei ma'asim. Legora mishnei levishus behefsek shirak ma shehi oisa talis atzma oisa lachshivim klavish acheres. So shem shnei ma'asim ene klum. Dagam betalis hem shnei ma'asim. V'hu mishum dagam b'shnei ma'asim yesh lachshivim k'ma'isa achesim yesh b'malat tzarfim. Yechidush Magen Avraham the b'azeh shnei ma'asim nasim b'suka achas v'talis achas. Mitzdaref lachshivim k'maisa echad. V'im came b'achila achad b'la hifsek shavad de'av shehem b'shnei ma'asim. Even though it's two pieces of sugar, mitzdaref lachshivim lachila achas. Folshkin the law havalei levorich b'shini mokim. V'av Magen Avraham aidi b'hifsek b'achilose. When the Magen Avraham says that when you go the mokim,
he got the gun from his mouth.
yeah, Aber a Chai Adam Shaidi B'lo Hifsik. My time I'm a chuv levarach shenis. Mein loy mit kim in the bachilam shnei maisim. Yesh behechrech hefsek. Can't tell me. Mela, if a person is with a talus, it's the same mitzvah. There's no hefsek. Mashenkin by swallowing. Every time you swallow, you're swallowing something else. Ma'ishna mechol ha'torah kulut. Shebetorah k'dei gibur loy nechshav hefsek. Mechol ha'torah kulut. We say torah k'dei gibur is not is medin kriya. Sha'av b'meis achre kriyose betorah k'dei gibur yoyse yidei kriya benador daf peizayin. The thing is that that someone died and he has to do kriya. He ended up doing kriya a second before the death. He's yoytza. Because we say it's Terch Kedei Dibur, and whatever happens Terch Kedei Dibur is as if it happens simultaneously. Chazin and Oid Yoyse, Terch Kedei Dibur, Loy Rakshel, and Nechshav Hefsek, and started, Al Shenechshav Mamish, Kavas Achas, Kamosh Akriva Mitzah, Hebe Bas Achas Mamish. Dem Loikin, Loy Shaykh Lotza, it's Bakriya, Shoysa Kodem Mitzah, Shadain Loysa Shaykh Chiv Kriya. Im Kein Vada, Shav Shoysa Chalosa B'Shnei Maisen. Even though he swallowed one piece of sugar and then a second piece of sugar, Yesh Lach Shiva, Lachshav Kechi Lachas, Sherei, Kim Sher B'Terch Kedei Dibur, V'hu Ke'ochel Mebas Achas, Shevad Hayem Achi Lachas. That's what the Nimtza Shesh Livsek Achidu Shechayod, Rag V'Hifsek V'Emtza Yosem Shis Terch Kedei Dibur. The Chidush of the Chayodim is only in a bag of potato chip, the peanuts, where the hefsek between one potato chip and another potato chip could be more than Terch Kedei Dibur. Afshagam Malachim B'Makam Achen. Masha Yizchil B'Makam Shebeirech Yitztarech Lavorech Al Masha Yatzchel Acher Kedei Dibur Oid Lechel Av Ma'is Apri Bekol Psiso Dover Acher Ava B'Lo Hefsek Rak Toich Kedei Dibur Lo Yitztarech Lavorech. This is the Chidush that will sagen the Igros Moshe. He's saying when the Chayodim said, he's talking about a bag of potato chips or a bag of peanuts. So every potato and every peanut is a different metzias, and the hefsek between one potato and the other potato chip was usually more than Terch Kedei Dibur. So Yossi went with bais labais, v'makom. There was a hefsek, but candy and chewing gum, it's the same candy. Every time he swallows, it's another piece of sugar. It's a different sugar, but it's Terch Kedei Dibur, the original swallowing. And B'chol HaTorah Tula, Terch Kedei Dibur is a metzias. I don't know. It a little reminds me. There was they asked Moshe about the mikveh Boil Gabi Boil. So it's a fossil of mikveh, Lubavitch mikveh. He said, Hakat Chainik. There's a tshuva that he writes. What's a question of mikveh? Where did I talk up? But then, B'terchat Dvorim, he says, but he said, I don't understand what's the big mile of Boil Gabi Boil. Anyway, the halach is kol haroy lebila ein bila makev that because it's a roy that it could have been mixed up in the Beis Hamikdash when you have this shishim isorim. So if you have less than shishim or up to shishim, because you could have mixed it, so ein bila makev, it's as good as you mixed it. So he says same thing here, and because there is a shreifet that's open in between the bottom and the top, so the water is roy lebila. So all the water becomes one metzias. So what are you going to help? What are you going to help? He says, I can't say it's possible. I don't see all mishigas. Well, I don't know. It's like a very funny argument. What kind of argument is it? Kol lebila means when we say it's not necessary to mix it. So it's good enough. The Torah says it's good enough. But when the Ravid here we don't want it should. So we say all the water has. It's as if it's one metzias. But the metzias is alpidim. It's considered one unit. But the metzias is that the water in the bottom is the megasham and the water in the top is the tap water. But and when you take but it's not true because over time it's not savanos and so but doesn't. It's like a funny lumdish argument that he's making. Same thing over here. First of all, I don't understand. We don't always say Terch Kedei Dibur. Terch Kedei Dibur. Amol Zokman Yeh Terch Kedei Dibur, and Amol Zokman Nish Terch Kedei Dibur. There's a lot of things that we in Din we do say the din of Terch Kedei Dibur. Sometimes you could be Choyz Terch Kedei Dibur, and sometimes you can't be Choyz Terch Kedei Dibur. There's different. If it's Gitin, if it's Kedushin, it's Mekka. Not everything could be Chod the Torch Kedei Dibur. Torch Kedei Dibur is not a klal b'chol Torah kula. That everything that happens Torch Kedei Dibur is as if it's in the same Metzias of time. And especially here, which is not, he wants to say Torch Kedei Dibur, Torch Kedei. He's eating a candy for a half hour, and it's as if he swallowed it b'vatzachas. It's very funny to me. So again, to summarize my arguments is Azoy.
One on that thing.
First of all, stamazod. Not everyone that chews gum or eats a candy is swallowing every terch kedei dibur. You know, if you have a cell phone, you get a phone call, you chop your phone and you start talking. You're not swallowing and talking at the same time. You put the candy up, it's an ananda tzad in your mouth, tzad hasheni, and you're talking and you're not swallowing every terch kedei dibur. That's number one. The Metzias is not that every person that eats candy or gum is swallowing every Torch Kedei Dibur. That's number one. Number two, I'm not sure that Torch Kedei Dibur doesn't apply to every din. Me'echit Teisi, it applies here. Number three, Torch Kedei Dibur, but this is many Torch Kedei Diburs. And then the other thing is that the Taka, the Mishnah Berurah says that when you go from room to room or from house to house, every potato chip is a different Metzias. But the Alter Rebbe, when the Alter Rebbe says, not Lamaycha V'yoda, the Alter Rebbe doesn't say kopsisa. Shit. Because you're going from room to room, and you lost your bracha. You go from house to house, you lost your bracha. So I'm not sure the Alter Rebbe, I don't have a raya from the Alter Rebbe against it. The Alter Rebbe never said this way or that way. But anyway, Lamaisa.
There was no gum in the Alter Rebbe time.
No, it wasn't. And candies, they also didn't walk around
Yes,
with candy in
but
their mouth.
they didn't walk around like today.
Didn't walk around everywhere having a candy. Lapoil, okay, but listen, what the Digus Moshe says. So he says, the truth is like Shumi said, it's very hard. If you're walking around with a candy in your mouth or with gum in your mouth, what are you going to do? The truth is, gum is not such a shaila because the sugar goes out of the gum pretty quickly. And then whatever is left later is not really for a bracha.
No taste.
There's no taste. There's nothing. You're chewing nothing.
You can go to the bathroom, continue going out.
Right. But it's garnish. It's not. But candy is candy. There's sugar coming out of it the whole time. So even though misvora, I don't see a hechrich to say this way. But listen, it's a good svara for someone. But only for lagabi a candy, which is tack in your mouth. Only lagabi a candy, which is really in your mouth the whole time. But taka lagabi a person that eats potato chips, or he's eating peanuts, or whatever it is, paytas, which bracha chanaina is beit in the foshes, then there's no shaila bedaiti that every bias needs a different bracha.
Rabbi, except tita in Hebrew is called titim. It's the same thing.
No.
No?
I don't know.
Tin is farfus.
Yeah.
It's sug ma'achash, nikab titin. It's not every garin. You don't eat one. You eat a whole spoon.
Every small thing is called titim. It's not only dafka.
I don't know.
And why?
Everything is titim. What's your name?
Okay.
Here it's a petita and petita.
Okay.
From the same shores. I don't know.
Okay. So that's the bottom line. Okay.
Getting
Sure.
more interesting and more interesting.
Okay, very good.
And Erev Pesach is the halacha that other than Kippur, is the halacha you have to eat. If unfed, you get a mitzvah. Some people are chewing gum all the time.
Yeah. My cousin was telling me, Sayyid in Bnei Brak, for mitzvah Einik Shabbos, he keeps the candy in his mouth the whole Shabbos. Mitzvah Einik Shabbos. So how can be a moment without mitzvah Einik Shabbos? So he keeps the candy in his mouth. Okay, so sein this. The Torah is this. The Torah, Rojik is a mandlach is a gift, but the Torah is the best of Torah.
What's that? What's that over here?
Oh yeah?
Oh
yeah.
Rabbi, try it.
Oh, thank you.
He's familiar. He's wearing like casual clothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the big black glasses.
Oh, very nice.
Megeza Tarshishim.
Given a Rebbe.
No, Tarshishim is a psa.
Yes, given he was very big in mikvahs, this How do you say it? Admor me.
Tishino.
He was very big in
Tishino.
he was very big in mikvahs.
Chingis.
Tishino.
No, the name of the Admor.
Tishino.
Yes, you know.
Thank you for joining us.